right back into it for another 4 hours of Ironman Necrosis. For those of you that are new to our Friday series, the way it works is every Friday morning from 8:30 to 12:30, 1-ish, we do the Friday series. Whatever it is, if it's a Let's Play, challenge run, whatever it happens to be at the time. And then after the live stream, the episodes go up on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And then we do it again next week. And we do it every week till it's done. And sometimes we do double days like we're doing today, where we'll go for the entire stream and then upload 8 episodes to YouTube. But if you want to follow along, we're here every Friday morning on Twitch. Twitch.tv/DeathUnitesUs. Come give it a follow if you want to watch live. And if you miss anything, there's always the VODs on Twitch. The VODs on Twitch only last 2 weeks now because they're in 2K. Or wait for the YouTube episodes to come out in glorious 4K now. Not that Final Fantasy VII looks much better in 4K, but everything else looks crisper. "4K 120 FPS Final Fantasy VII." Yeah, the flashback. I mean, I'm like numb to it at this point because I've done it so many times, and it's one of those scenes where it's amazing the first few times, but when you're doing challenge runs or speed runs or just playing the game over and over again, it's the spam through the text and get through section. But when you stop and really appreciate it again, really is such an awesome section of the game. And is the reason why Sephiroth is such a great villain, because he's not just evil. He has this whole backstory. We get to see it firsthand. I talk a lot about it in my in-depth look of Sephiroth, but like the fact that we get to see it all happen is what makes it so memorable and special. He doesn't just become evil off screen. We don't just hear some character say like, oh yeah, he had a really tragic backstory and that's why he hates everyone now. Like, we get to see the betrayal all happen. And then I think what really sticks with me is the fact that it's all a misunderstanding. That's what really like is so tragic about it. You don't know it at the time, but playing through the game a second time, you realize it's all a misunderstanding and it all could have been prevented. This betrayal could have been an email. And I mean, you can make the argument that Sephiroth was evil no matter what. The fact that the misunderstanding leads him to just start killing people, he was probably going to turn at some point or do evil things at some point, given how quickly he flips the switch. But then like Genova's influence as well eventually was going to take over his mind. But it's really, it feels so tragic in the moment that like all of Cloud's family, all of Tifa's family, everything they knew and loved burned down because of him reading something that wasn't even true. Then you get the added context if you go out of the original game and play Crisis Core and other Final Fantasy VII adjacent stuff. You get a lot more context and start to feel for Sephiroth a lot. Yeah, it's almost like from the beginning, he was Genova incarnate, but then like his humanity peeps through. Like in a lot of the Zack scenes, one that's always really memorable to me is when he injures I just blanked on his name. I literally had it in my head and then it went away. Angeal. He injures Angeal on accident, and then like there's the scene where he's talking to the scientist guy, and he's like begging him to take his cells to like help him because he feels bad. And you're like, that's not the thing Sephiroth would do. But then you kind of learn like his friends were all he had. He had no family. He was weird. Everyone thought he was like, everyone was intimidated by him. So the only people he had was his friends. All he had was Zack and Angeal and Genesis, because they were the only ones that were strong enough to not be scared of him, but still friendly towards him. Yeah, flashing lights warning, by the way. Especially on this one, it's kind of fast. Yo, sub! Sing for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, man. Welcome to Ironman Necrosis. If you need a quick explanation on what that is, feel free to at me. Or you can read the rules up there on the pinned comment. What a fascinating story. No, I didn't want to stay at the inn. I was just mashing. So, there's your proof that the inns don't work, I guess. That's all. I was just proving to you guys it doesn't work. Okay. Forgot to put you guys in back row. Oops. I do need to give you guys your new weapons. I can give somebody Earth. I don't think there's any problem enemies in the near future. The Arc Dragons use Flamethrower, so Elemental Fire is probably fine. Can throw on Steel, I guess, for the memes. And I'm not used to having all this all materia. Since I took it all away in Crucible. Okay. You still have cover, right? Operation Protect Cloud is a go. Don't let Cloud get hit. I'll take a preemptive, I guess. Although these guys actually have some health. Might be hard to kill. Oh, Barrett's doing good damage, though. They immediately hit Cloud. I want to fight a few fights, because I feel like we're really underleveled. But time's ticking on all these small hits we're taking. But I mean, we're going up a quarter of a level every fight because we're so underleveled. Pretty big important materia here to get. I don't know why that's always gets cut off in the Steam version. We don't have enough gil for the Choco lore anyways. How much is it? It's like 2K. That's too dang bad. Old folks. Yeah. 2K, and I'd have to travel back to Calm to sell stuff for it. I have stuff to sell for it? Not really. Probably have to make money. So we have to make a decision. Does the exploit count as a skip? Or a glitch? Because it's intended for you to get across this without fighting the Zolom. But it's not intended for you to do it without a Chocobo. We are taking advantage of the AI of the Zolom. But there's no glitch involved. I don't... See, here's my argument. You tell me if you agree. It's not a glitch because it's an exploit. Like, there's nothing glitchy happening here. You're exploiting the AI. It's the same as many of the other things you do in the game. So I would hard argue that it's not a glitch. in terms of being a skip, you're supposed to get through this without fighting the Zolom. So we're not skipping anything. We're skipping getting a Chocobo, which is an optional thing. So I would argue it's not a skip or a glitch. If you guys disagree, then we'll get the Chocobo lore. But I don't think it's a glitch or a skip in my opinion. Because you're not... It's definitely not a glitch. I would hard say it's not a glitch. Like, given the code. So the question is whether or not it's a skip. And we're skipping something that you're supposed to skip. We're skipping Zolom, which you're not supposed to fight. What we're skipping is getting a Chocobo, which is like an optional thing. But we are skipping getting a Chocobo. And spending the money on Choco lore, which is something you're supposed to do. So I could see that argument. I could see that it's like an argument because we are technically skipping something. Yeah, it's definitely not a glitch. Like, I can tell you for certain it's not a glitch, but yeah, if you want to argue it's a skip, to be honest, I really wouldn't mind having Chocobo lore because it gives you luck. We could do a poll. I don't know. If anyone thinks it's a skip, then we'll just do it. Honestly. If we're not all in agreement, then we'll just do it. I hope these enemies give good money, though. I want to do fire. Actually, we could do Chocomog, which is even better. I want to give you more magic for the stats. Okay. Finding a Chocobo is going to be a little annoying too. But nothing in here does too much damage. Yeah, I would agree, but it's all good. Well, we're allowed to cut corners. It's not like we're playing the entire game intended. Like, no skips doesn't mean fight every single enemy. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between no skips and, like, playing the entire game the exact intended way. No skips just means, like, no guard skip. No skipping big chunks of the game. No skipping bosses you're supposed to fight. No skipping areas you're supposed to do. We don't like these enemies. I don't remember why, but we don't like these enemies. I think the moves do something bad, don't they? L4 Suicide, which would hit Cloud. Oh god. Oh god. We might want to fight on the beach or something so we avoid moves. Because they can just throw out L4 Suicide. It's random, I think. What's on the beach here? I don't remember. Something not scary, I think. It might just be Alpha Dunks. Tom Hanks is on the beach. A single Alpha Dunk. Can we, like, get Cloud up a level before going back to the moves? Again, like, you know, I've tried to think about every single scenario that could ruin this run, but there's still stuff that just comes up that you don't even think about. Like Cloud catching a random L4. Oh god, he's not even close to going up a level. Also, we're not making a lot of money. You can. If no one's level 4 and L4 Suicide hits you, you still learn it. But we don't really need it. It's pretty good for a couple random fights. I don't think we'll need it. A lot of the fights it's good for aren't really super problem fights. I don't think there is around here. I think one of the best enemies to use L4 on is Yin Yang. Oh, we got Fat Chocobo. Even though Big Guard is really expensive, it's like vital for this run. Because we just don't have access to wall for a very long time, and it halves damage. So it's actually like really crucial. But we have to watch our MP. Luckily, Aerith can spam it for a while. But then after that, we gotta be careful on who uses it. These guys might drop high potions. Problem is I have to go all the way back to Calm if I want to sell anything. Alright, well now that we've decided that we can't use Zolom Skip, make sure we leave Midgar with 2,000 kill. Or something to sell. Be worth it to start blocking with Aerith, but we need her damage. Almost there. We also gotta buy greens, though. Time for Barrett to use his first MP of the game. Oh god, these things have good health. It's hard because I don't know what's more of a precious resource, MP or HP. I think HP, but... If we have a character with 3000 HP, but he's out of MP, how useful is he for, like, the end game? Alright. Do not get a Moo fight. Moos can show up with Chocobos too, I think. This is actually pretty spooky. Now I can sell stuff though, at least. Sell this and this. I can buy 2 of these. Should be enough. First try, no Moo. Please. Pretty please. Nice. Now just kill these birds with extreme prejudice. Whew, that was a little scary. Not gonna lie. Scarier than I thought it was gonna be. At least we got some XP and stuff too. And having the Chocobo lure is nice. I wonder if there's any spot throughout the game where getting a Chocobo could actually be good. Like, is there any area where there's a Chocobo track, like, pretty close to the entrance? It would actually be worth trying to get versus, running through the area. I really don't think so. This is more of a challenge run, Try Nut. There's really no reason to play it unless you want to do the challenge. Doesn't add anything to the game. But it's a very fun challenge because every single fight in the game matters. The original run was very fun because, like, you just have to be very careful of everything as you go through. The early game is no longer just snooze fest, like, every single point of damage matters. You have to be smart with every fight. One of the most important materia in the game, long range. This is going to be monumental for staying in the back row but still dealing damage. This all has more AP. I don't need that anymore, so I guess I could do that. Or I could do enemy skill in case I randomly learn flamethrower, but not really gonna need it. No. Coin is very bad. You need an insane amount of money to make coin worth it. To give you, hold on, is there anything else in this dungeon we want? I think it's mostly just items. I think there's like an elixir up top. Yeah, no, it's all mind source, elixir, high potion. Just get us out. To give you an idea, at the end... Ooh, that's bad. That's actually really bad. They can poison. Wait, can they? Actually, sure. For the end of absolute lowest level challenge, we decided to use throw for ruby weapon. And we were using the W item duplication glitch to duplicate 99 of the most expensive green in the game. It only took us like 2 minutes to go from 0 to 99 and sell all of them. And we still had to do it for like 45 minutes to get enough money to reasonably kill Ruby. Now that was killing Ruby, which is 600,000 HP was worth, but still. Yeah, it's not great. Maybe end game money, and we like sell everything and maybe fight some mover fights. There's a chance we could like throw some money at Sephiroth for a nice couple 9s. But other than that, it's not going to be great. Do we even want to go to Fort Condor? We don't have enough money for the magic comb. We don't really want it anyways. And I don't think there's anything else we want to buy. I don't remember what armor they give. Oh yeah, you have to talk first. How long does it take to master 2 Knights of the Round? A very long time. Longer than we have. Like 2 or 3 pincer fights and the run's over. Yeah, well, the tutorial for Ruby wasn't Necrosis Mod. How did I talk to her from this far away? What the heck? Glad I didn't, like, grab the ladder at the same time. Could have been a problem. How's it going, Life Sync? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to ignore Yuffie for now. I think this is our party. Doesn't really matter too much who we use, because we're just going to be poisoning. Set this to active for now. Make a mad dash for Junon. Hey, thanks, Hammerant. Appreciate it. Thank you for the prime. I want to fight this. I get a preemptive strike. I should probably take advantage. Especially that back attack damage. I don't know. These fights just don't give a lot. Like, even though we're so low leveled. That gave Cloud a level, though. So I guess it was worth. Going the wrong way. Alright. Not a lot to do here. Just poison and pray. Gotta hope poison hits early. There is a chance that poison misses so many times that we put him into phase 2. But hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's kind of all we can do. No, this version does not have boosters. But you can use like Ultima to get ×2, ×4. And no encounters and etc. You can get everything the boosters can do and more. And no, I will not be speeding up the gameplay at any point. Part of the challenge is doing the entire game whenever I fail. So there will be no speed ups. Even if I had access to them. Which I do. I could use Ultima. Okay, Poison. This was really funny. Let's stop failing now. I should have put it on Aerith. I didn't even think about that. I'm wasting all of Cloud's MP. Bio's not free. Alright, at least we got it finally. Yeah, I should have put it on Aerith. I didn't even think about it. So Cloud is already missing, already down to 8,700. And down to 870 MP. And we're not even past Junon yet. I don't remember where he was in the original run. But I feel like that's a bit low. Keep in mind, it's only going to get worse. Enemies are only going to do more damage the longer we play. So it might sound like a lot now, but it's not. Yeah, Genova herself isn't too bad, but it's such a long fight. She has so much HP. And if she stops, like Aerith, then she can't cover. Actually, can't cover anyways in that fight, so. That'll be an interesting one. I think I made another mistake here. I think I should have put the game in active. I'm not sure it would have made too big of a difference because we're not doing anything, but I think poison would tick a little faster in active. But the game's not actually ever going into wait because we're not in the menus, so I'm not sure. But I feel like it would tick faster. Really? So we're actually ahead of the game. That's good. Shows how much our knowledge of the game has improved over 10 years. This is rough, but we have no other option. Yeah, maybe the play is put it in active and then, like, spam block. Kind of surprised he's still alive. There you go, there's some ticks. Maybe I should have kept track of his HP and, like, thrown out a Chocomog at the end. Stop hitting Cloud. Alright, through that. So, another funny thing coming up. The march. I actually need to do it in one try. The first part of the march is pretty rough. I probably won't get it in one try. So we'll probably miss out on the 5,000 gil, but we'll get hopefully the ethers, which sell for almost 5,000. They sell for like 2,000 something. 750 a piece. You get 5, I think. The second part of the march, I'm pretty confident I can do in one try. And that gets us the Force Stealer, which is good because it has double growth, and we're kind of limited on AP, so double growth is good. Or we could get HP plus, which should be useless, but maybe it does actually, like we were talking earlier, it might get rid of the negative effect of green materia. But it's still not. I think the Force Stealer is still probably smarter to get. Yeah, maybe I'll try to skim through Necrosis and see if I can find out if we ever tried it. I don't remember. Maybe during the Cloud Solo we did. For those of you that weren't here when that question was asked, basically, like, HP plus doesn't increase our HP. Nothing increases our HP. But when you equip a green materia, it lowers your max HP. In vanilla, you can mitigate that by equipping an HP plus. So like if you have 2 summons equipped that lower your MP by 10%, and then you equip an HP plus that increases it by 20%, then it'll increase it by 10%. They basically combine, and then you get a bonus based on the combined number. So in theory, if our green materia lowers our HP by 10% and we equip an HP plus, it might mitigate that and allow us to equip more green materia. It won't give us the extra 10 on top, but it might mitigate it to 0. One thing that I just learned recently during the absolute lowest level challenge, I think, it might have been during Eris Revenge too, I don't remember, because we did those like back to back, but just recently I found out that when you equip HP pluses, they stack up to 100%. By the way, we're not duplicating Shiva. It's a glitch. We could, but it'd be a glitch. And it wouldn't really help anyways. When you equip HP plus materials, you can stack up to 100%. So you can equip 2 that give you 50% each, or you could equip like a bunch of HP pluses at 10% to add up to 100. But you can actually go above the 100 if you're mitigating other materia. So normally you would only equip 10 at the max. 10 HP plus materias at 10% gives you 100, and then equipping another one does nothing. But if you equip like Knights of the Round as your 11th materia, you can then equip an 11th HP plus materia, and it'll bring it back up to almost normal. Which is cool. I never knew that was a thing. We are currently at 8,561 on Cloud. The other party members we've been using are like 8,800 something, and then Red 13's like almost at max. We didn't grab Yuffie, so she's still at max. Yeah, at this point, like especially Cloud has taken enough damage to where he's going to be able to equip most anything until the really late game materia, like Ultima and Knights of the Round, take away a ton of HP.